Greetings, everyone. Warren, Mr. Bowtie Feaster, your marriage foundation specialist. Oh, my lights are not doing well today. I do apologize. My lights are not doing well today. I've rearranged them and yeah, sorry. Um, your marriage foundation specialist want to come to you just talking about my filling in the cracks relationship series. This series is designed to one, solidify the foundation of the marriage that you already have, or to provide you the resources, skills, and knowledge to actually build the foundation of the relationship that you're soon to have or desire to have. I think within this filling in the cracks relationship series, I'm going to do a couple of shows about the keys to success. The keys to success. And so today I titled this ring one, which it should have been key one. I'll make that correction later. Um, we're going to talk about one of the keys now. I'm saying key number one, but in all actuality, these keys are really in no particular order. And I'll explain that later on. But as we deal with key number one, um, let's get started. So, when we're looking at keys to a successful marriage, building the foundation so that your marriage would not just survive all the years of being together, but that your marriage would thrive. My goal, my aim, my purpose, my desire is not to put longevity in the marriage. We have a lot of marriages that are together for a long period of time. But my goal, my aim, my desire is to put life in the longevity. And you see the difference between that? Now, you can be together for many years, but what I want you to do is enjoy those years that you have together. And that's why I created the relationship series, Filling in the Cracks, with the aim, the goal to help you enjoy those years. And I want to tell you something. I'm not here to say that all the days will be great. I'm not even here to say that there won't be some days where you don't want to be around your spouse. No, I'm here to acknowledge those days. But also in that acknowledgement of those days, help you to understand and build on those days and prosper again so that we can put life in the longevity of your marriage. I speak to anyone at any aspect in the marriage, those that desire to be married, those that want preparing to be married, soon to be married, and those like those of us that have been married a very long time. So when I talk about these keys to success, uh, we're going to just do a couple of shows on the keys to success. And the first key, again, in no particular order, these keys, but the first key I want to talk to today is structure. Just want to briefly talk about structure. All right. So, like, anytime during this series, anytime during the show, anytime during the call, you can text me or contact me, and we can do a deeper dive or do more conversation on it. Um, Text FITC for filling in the cracks to the number on your screen, and we'll dialogue about it. But I want to talk about the key of structure. I want you to understand when we equate marriage, in a lot of cases, we equate it to a building. And I like the fact that we equate it to a building. And I like the fact that I'm your marriage foundation specialist because most buildings use concrete in their foundation. The foundations are made of concrete. And the reason why I like that, because if you do the science behind concrete, concrete never solidifies. Concrete is always in the solidifying stage. And it's the same thing with marriage. You're always solidifying, you're always getting stronger, you're always learning, you're always getting to know each other. So, structure, the key of structure is very important, it's very vital. And the reason why is because if you want something to last, if you want longevity, if you want life in this longevity, then it's going to require you to have some things in place that will survive the survive time. So if we look at a simple story that many of us know, and I'm gonna use this story for structure. The story of the three little pigs. I know, I know. How can you go all the way back and get the three little pigs? Well, walk with me, and I'm gonna help you through this. So the story of the three little pigs were these three pigs that built these three houses. One built the house out of straw, one built the house out of sticks, and one built the house out of bricks. All right. And so they built these houses, and after they built the house, the wolf came. And the wolf came to the first house that was built out of straw, and he huffed and puffed and he blew the house down. Came to the second house that was built out of sticks. He huffed and puffed and he blew the house down. But when he got to the third house, he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed. But yet the house did not fall. So when we look at marriage and we're talking about structure, we're looking at the things that you're using to build longevity. Now, all three pigs made a house, but all three pigs did not use the proper material for longevity. You can't just throw a house together and expect it to last. You have to put some time, some effort, some energy, and some planning involved to it. If you want your marriage to last, if you want longevity in your marriage, if you want life, is what I want for you. If you want life in your longevity, this is going to require you to plan out some things. It's going to require you to look in some things. A lot of things we don't talk about in the courting stage or the dating stage. We don't talk about certain things that come up after marriage. And granted, you can't talk about everything. I'm not one to hear and say you talk about everything, but there are certain concerns and certain things that should be talked about. That's building that structure. Two very important topics that always need to be discussed as soon as you start realizing the relationships get serious will be finance and children. And the reason why I say those two, because many relationships are torn, strained, or misunderstood, start, stop because of those two. There are other reasons now, but those two remain in the top five. They remain in the top five. Notice I didn't say a lot of the other stuff because they come in and come out. But those two are things that need to be talked about as we build the structure of marriage. So you have to have structure in this relationship if you want it to last. Now, when you're looking at this structure as we're building a house, there's an architect, someone who is knowledgeable in the schematics of the house. And they'll take your idea, your design, and they'll build this blueprint of how you say you want your relationship or your house to go. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead of myself. Your house, you want your house to go. Let me give you an important point, then I'm going to come back to it later on. You can't take that blueprint and live in it and say, this is my house. No, you have to actually build the structure, but that's later on. So I said that to say a lot of times we jump into relationships, we jump into marriage, and we don't do prior planning. My mentor does a great job, and I actually did a show, Dr. Kimberly Gregory did a show with her, and she talked about marriage preparation. And I'm gonna be honest, I was overwhelmed with what she was saying because a lot of us do premarital counseling, but marriage preparation is before that. So there's some preparation ahead of time. And that's where the architect comes in. That's where the marriage foundation specialists come in. That's where the marriage coach come in. And that's where the marriage classes come in. That's where the marriage seminar comes in. Because we are here to help you with the blueprint of the relationship that you two are striving to have. Now, after you get the architect, you have to go to the general contractors. Now, the general contractors, they're going to come in and take your idea on this blueprint and bring it to life. They're going to bring it to life. All right. You're going to look at this blueprint and you're going to see all these designs, and then you're going to look, and there is the house that you want. Okay. Now, in the relationship, again, the marriage coach, the marriage counselors, the marriage foundation specialist, this guy, all these other organizations and stuff like that, the classes, they're there again to help you build that structure. But there's one very important key element that's missing. I think it was Luther Vandross that said, and I would sing the song and do a little shooby-dooby-doo, but I'm not going to do all that. But I think it was Luther Vandross said that a house is not a home if you're not there. So now that the structure is built, the two of you must walk into it. And you walk into this home that you've built. And that's another key that we're talking about. There's some more keys but that's another key that we're going to talk. See, I got a comment. Let me see what the comment is. There's an error in that comment. But that's where we're building the structure. We've taken the blueprint and we made it life. We brought it to life. But then now we have to engage into this relationship, into this house that we've built. So when we're talking about structure, we're talking about longevity. I'm talking about life in the longevity. As your marriage foundation specialist, my goal, my aim, my desire is that you would love coming home to your spouse. My desire is that when they say ashes to ashes and dust to dust, you have exerted all the energy that you could into having a prosperous relationship between you and your spouse. My goal, my aim, and my desire is to see the two walking, loving the company of each other. That's what this series is for. That's what my goal is. Again, if you want to talk more about it, you can text FITC to the number on your screen, 931-320-9809. I would definitely give you more information on that. You can go to my website. I have some classes. I have a book geared toward marriage and relationships. And we can dialogue more there. You can email me through my website also. Well, Mr. Bowtie Feaster, thank you for listening to my Filling in the Cracks relationship series, dealing with one key on the ring that I'm going to do a series called The Ring. And this is key number 1, which is structure. And I always like to end with my 3 points of interest. 1, the center of everything is family. 2, be the best you that you can be. And 3, it's called life. Live it. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.